Most businesses fail at driving revenue from their content because they don't understand that it's a process and that there's a number of steps that need to be followed in a certain order in order to build an audience and then make revenue from that audience. So for 20 years, I've been studying how businesses build audiences and drive revenue. And we found that there's a 7-step process called the Content Inc. model that gets you there. 1, the sweet spot, then it follows with the content tilt. Then you've got to build your base, then you build your audience, then you drive your revenue, then you diversify your media opportunities, then you sell or go big. So you want to get to revenue as quickly as possible, but before we get to revenue, we actually have to build an audience that knows, likes, and trusts us. And these are the first 4 steps. So the first step is the sweet spot. Who is that audience? What's their pain points? And on the other side, what's your expertise? What do you know that other people don't know that you can talk about on a consistent basis? The second step is the content tilt. Why should people even pay attention to you? Then the third thing is, and this is where a lot of businesses make a mistake, is you have to pick one thing to build your base on. You have to do a podcast or an email newsletter or a YouTube short or a Facebook group. You can't do all things at one time and be mediocre. You have to be excellent at one. And then the last one is you have to go find that audience. You have to use social media channels and use search engine optimization. So now once you've gone through this audience building 4-step process, you want to set what we call a minimum viable audience number so you know when you want to get to revenue. That number could be 500 subscribers, it could be 1,000. Once we do all those things, now we can get started with the revenue generation. So the wonderful news is once you build an audience, you've got 10 different options for revenue generation and return. And we can put those revenue options into 2 different buckets. The first bucket is direct revenue, like media revenue that you would see from newspapers and media companies. And then you've got indirect revenue like products and services. So let's go through each one individually. So the first ones are direct revenue. So you might sell advertising or sponsorship. You might do a conference or an event, or you might do subscriptions like a paid subscription model. And then on the outside, you have indirect ways to drive revenue. So you might say, I want to sell my product to this company. Or the last one, which is one of my favorites, you might want to do it to create better customers. So you find out that by sending your podcast out or your e-newsletter or your YouTube series, that you create customers that want to buy more stuff with you more often. And then you're creating better customers over that period of time. Okay, so you've gotten to that revenue step. That's great. And what we found out is that those companies that really want to take the next step, drive revenue multiple ways, they do that through diversifying. And what do I mean by diversifying? It means I'm going to take the one thing that I was doing and we're going to start to diversify and do additional things. That the more content connections that we get with our audience that are really amazing connections that you're delivering value over a long period of time, that makes sure that they will buy more, they will be more trusting, and that's when you really get into the pro ranks of content marketing. So you've done the first 6 steps, you're doing an amazing job, and at the end, we want to start thinking about selling or going big. And this is on the model because if you've done this really well, you really have a lot of options in front of you as a business. Now, we decided to sell our Content Inc. business in 2016, and I didn't want to take the necessary steps to scale up. It's a totally different business model, and I didn't want to do that for my family. And it was important that when we started the entire Content Inc. process, we knew what we wanted to do because all through this process, we were getting approached with buying offers. And my wife and I needed to know that we would sell and we were open to selling, but only at a certain number. So as you start this entire process and you're building an amazing audience, you want to remember at the end of the road, there is some amazing opportunities and you want to be prepared for them. As you embark on this content creation revenue journey, you have to remember that patience is probably the most important thing that you have. And you have to believe that this will work, that you're doing something amazing for your audience and your customers. Remember, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. If you want to sprint, this is not content marketing. If you want marathon and you believe that you want to deliver value to your customers every day in the form of content, and that can be core to growing your business, then you're on the right track.